Alrighty guys, we're back for some modded wolves, and this deck is essentially your generic werewolf package with some new cards thrown in there. So we're going to go over the deck, then hop into some Alchemy ranked. But first things first guys, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well. Additionally guys, we do have that sub goal set all the way up at 1,000, so if you want to help us reach that goal, do consider subscribing because it is much appreciated, friends. Okay, so what do we got here guys? We got some Artillery Enthusiasts. It is not a wolf, unfortunately, but modified creatures you control have Menace, and that is pretty spicy. I mean, Menace can close games really fast in the right matches, right? And then also, when Artillery Enthusiast enters the battlefield, you may discard a card. If you do, seek a card with mana value equal to that card's mana value. So that could be really good as well. It helps you thin out the deck of lands or search for different lands if you really have to, right? And of course, like, you could ditch, I don't know, like a Snakeskin Veil and look for a Tenacious Pup. I don't know. I mean, that's an option. So very, I want to call it a versatile card, right? We have 4 Snakeskin Veils that +1/+1 counter modifies our creatures, but then also there's lots of removal floating about in both Standard and Alchemy. So being able to give hexproof to something is super important, I feel. We have 4 Tenacious Pups. This card is ridiculously good. Holy cow. We got 4 Molten Impacts, another new card here. So it deals 4 damage to creature or planeswalker. If excess damage was dealt that way, when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, Molten Impact deals damage equal to the excess to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. So it's really in here for that base of 4 damage, but if you ever cast like a Snakeskin Veil, you get to do that extra damage. Or if you ever cast another Molten Impact, again, that excess damage you can apply to something else. So pretty spicy. We got 3 Rahildas, Wanted Cutthroat, and of course this can transform into Rahilda Feral Outlaw, and that double strike is really good, but I don't know, for anyone who doesn't play a lot of Alchemy, I'll go ahead and go over Rahilda real quick, because I personally feel like, I don't know, every time I play Alchemy, I don't see Rahilda very often. So when Rahilda Wanted Cutthroat deals combat damage to a player, exile a non-land card from their library at random. During any turn you attacked with a wolf or werewolf, you may cast that card, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color. And then, of course, it is the exact same ability. As far as I remember, it's the exact same ability, right? They might have changed it, but with the double strike on the Feral Outlaw side. So, yeah, really spicy card. It is legendary, so we only got the 3 of them. We got 4 Ranger class, obviously. 4 Werewolf pack leaders, because the card draw off of this is ridiculous. The double green is a little bit greedy, but I hope the mana base makes up for that, honestly. Do have a Shatterskull Smashing, which I'm going to drop in the mana base because I feel like we're going to play this as mana more than we're ever going to play it as removal, but you never know. We have 4 Reckless Stormseekers because obviously, again, 3 Tovolars, and if you want 4 of them, go for it. Even though it's legendary, it is so powerful in the Werewolf package. It is ridiculous, right? But yeah, we only have 3 because it is legendary, but like I said, you could totally rock 4 and get away with it. We have 3 Halana Owls because it's just too good. It's not a werewolf, it's just too good. But, you know, like I said, it is modded wolves. So this does give +1/+1 counters. Oh, I forgot to mention that for Ranger class too. And Tenacious Pup. I kind of forgot to mention the whole point of the deck here. So Snakeskin Veil, Tenacious Pup, Ranger class, and Hal and Al all drop those counters to get our creatures modified, and hopefully have Menace from the Artillery Enthusiast. That was kind of the point of the deck, right? In the mana base, you do have the Den of the Bugbear, Crucible of Defiance, Who Endures, Lair the Hydra, a bunch of dual land, including some of the life gain, the Rugged Highlands, mainly because of the pack leader. So hopefully that doesn't slow us down too much, right? So yeah, guys, let's go ahead and hop into some ranked and see how it goes. Alright, so the opponent goes first here, and I gotta be real, I'm not liking the hand a whole lot. The red 1-drop into the Werewolf pack leader is pretty greedy, but I mean, that's part of the deck, right? So we're gonna keep it. I mean, we technically have a 1, 2, 3, but probably no 2 unless we skip the 1, which is pretty funny actually. Which I'm actually going to skip the 1 here, as the Artillery Enthusiast isn't really meant as a 1-drop in the deck. It's meant to help us close out games with a board full of pumped up wolves, right? So that's kind of the main concept here. Into the Stormseeker next turn is really powerful, especially if they don't. Right, they're not rocking Blizzard Brawl, as you guys can see. No snow, and we're into a mirror match, which I'm not surprised at all, guys. Werewolves are powerful and they are everywhere right now. Saving blockers back is wise, but that's not going to stop us from swinging, because we do get a draw here, and any blockers is accepted. Woo! Big swing. That's awesome, guys. Molten Impact's probably gonna get in here pretty well. Need to see that 4th land here soon enough for the Halana. Oh, speaking of the devil, huh? Yeah, Halana's just too good, making an appearance in all the werewolf builds, apparently. I mean, look at that. I mean, yeah. I mean, how can... There's not a lot we can do against that, except for Molten Impact the Halana and hope they don't have another one. Right? Because we don't have any land. If they do have another one, we die. Do we gamble? We gamble. I'm doing it. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, we drew a land. The gamble worked out. So we do get a blocker here. Is it artillery? I think it's ranger class. And Halana can drop next turn. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so now if they drop a Halana, it's not over. Tenacious Pup, Halana? That'd be hilarious, bro. What a hand. What a hand that would be. Ooh, Town Razor. You gotta take out Halana as soon as you can, guys. Holy cow, that would have been nasty. Yeah, so this is probably a swing with the 7/6, and we would take it because we have our own Halana. Yeah, they're going to be forced to block. Then we'd have to block with the Halana, which means if they had removal, it wouldn't be pretty. It would not be pretty. Yeah, the problem is they just gave themselves so many chump blockers that a full swing next turn just isn't going to do it. We're going to have to block this 7, guys, especially with the 5 in the air. Really tough decision there, but the opponent ended up going first, which just happens to be really bad. Luckily, this can reach into the air, and I think it might be just a swing with our pack leader. I think... Right, get that draw. They might not even take the 6 here. Oh, yeah, this doesn't have trample. They definitely don't take the 6 here. That's an easy chump. Good, we got a land. And here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and ditch the other Artillery Enthusiast and search for a Tenacious Pup. And we got another Artillery Enthusiast, but so 4 mana. If we kept the 5, we could go Pack Leader and Tovolar. Tovolar could be huge. We're probably gonna block here, chump here. So it's probably gonna be the Halana next turn. So we're gonna sacrifice the land. I don't know. Do you guys agree with me there? That's a tough one. This is a tough match, guys. Going second in a mirror match like this is rough. And the opponent's not playing around, man. We do have our one of our little combos though, with the Enthusiast giving this menace and whatnot is really good. They're thinking, right? Like, hey, like if we swing here, are we gonna be able to survive next turn to swing in the air again? And the answer is yeah. They're going for it, man. So I think we take the 5, keep the Halana out there because we can give haste to like the Dire Overlord here. Or the other pack leader would be really good too. A couple extra draws. So we take the 5, chump. Man, then the menace goes away. We just don't have a whole lot of other options because we obviously, if we drop 2 creatures next turn, we want to make sure we can give haste to everything. Man, a lot of rough decisions here. I think the menace isn't worth it, so we're gonna take the 5 in the air. Even though we can totally block and play Halana next turn and take the 7, then this has menace and they probably would have to double block there. I think I'm gonna go with my initial gut instinct here and keep the Halana. Ooh, another Dire Overlord, not doing a whole lot for us. Alright, well, very tough, man, very, very tough. We could keep the 4 open. If they, like, we could easily give this trample, and we still have enough blockers to survive next turn. I think that's what we do. Because that's huge. So we give everything to the pack leader. We swing and see what they do here. Okay, Tenacious Pup is pretty good. Because we can give this trample. And an extra 2. And that's a pretty big swing. And I think we do, right? We give it trample and we have enough blockers unless they draw removal, right? I'm doing it. What's the what's the odds that they get some removal? Oh, the trample from not playing anything. Oh, what have I done? Oh, at the top deck of the other Town Raiser, it was the nail in the coffin anyways. Being able to give that haste is huge. That is a GG, guys. I definitely could have played that better. There was a way there, and I just wasn't seeing it for sure. So the trample there, yeah, we're taking 9 damage. Good game, uphill battle because we went second anyways. But then even if it wasn't an uphill battle, I do think I could have played that better. Also, quick thing to note from the first match there, guys. Can I view battlefield? We did not see a lot of land. 5 total is what we ended up seeing, and we actually, I don't know, we kind of needed more than that, didn't we? Like, look at our hand, just stacked with things. Meanwhile, the opponent has everything on the board, right? So that is noteworthy for sure. Okay, yeah, this isn't a bad hand, but no turn 1. Turn 2, Tenacious Pup. Turn 3. I mean, the opponent goes first again. You know what? I'm gonna keep it. We might as well test it. It's not like we're just in silver. Like, it doesn't matter. We might as well test the deck, right? And all of its limits. Ooh, pack leader. Okay, I hope we get that second green source, but we'll see, man. Right up against clerics is brutal. We'll see. Stormseeker's not bad. Yeah, why does everything feel so expensive in this deck? It shouldn't be. It's mostly 1s and 2s. I mean, the 23 land should Should do it. Halana is the top end, and we only got 3 of them. Just one of those things too. Oh, take the Stormseeker probably, right? Being able, well, the Tovolar, they didn't want the card draw. Yeah, that makes sense. Almost gave us an easy block there. Ooh, okay. Okay, we got the second green source and a 4th mana for the Halana next turn. Swinging with the Stormseeker just doesn't seem worth it when they have the Elite Spellbinder. Easy block, right? Wanna maybe just drop it and start to buff it with the Halana? They definitely have things like Vanishing Verse, though. Okay. I think it's Stormseeker. Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah, man. Tenacious Pup being so good. Oh man, I gotta get used to it. A double block here is completely acceptable, and a block into the pup too. So they take the damage because life gain, right? And then we have Halana ready next turn. The captain would be brutal. Angel of Unity's pretty bad too because of all that lifelink. Oh boy, guys. I've been trying out a classic cleric build as well, and I can't get it to work for the life of me. It's good to see that the opponent is making it work right now. There's just something really, I probably played, I don't even know, maybe 15 to 20 matches with my cleric build, just switching up the different cards in it, trying to get it to work in the current meta. I don't know. There's something about it. I'm probably going to have to go online and see what everyone else is doing with their clerics and then base it off of that. Even though it looks very similar to this. Right, so let's do Stormseeker. The first strike on this is pretty nice, but the freaking 3/5s are like impossible. So it's going to be Stormseeker, Stormseeker. So double block here isn't bad because we get rid of the lifelink, and it's still pretty bad, isn't it? We hold back, unfortunately, because getting rid of the lifelink isn't as much as you would think in a deck that just has so much value in all of their creatures. Right, like we get rid of this and they just play something else that is equally as powerful, is what I mean to say by that. And then we would have lost our Reckless Stormseeker too. Okay, that's pretty good. Snakeskin Veil can prevent the Vanishing Verse from happening. But I think it's going to be, we're going to die from this air damage soon. It's going to be Pack Leader, keep the Veil open, right? And then we're going to plug the counters into Pack Leader. Now a double block into Stormseeker is much better here. Double block into Pack Leader though could happen too. I think it's going to be like this. We have emergency blockers. Okay, Den of the Bugbear. Okay, so it is the double block. Like I said, it looks a lot better this way, right? We get 2 of their cards, which is pretty darn good. We can actually save it with the Veil. The question is that worth it? Yeah, it's worth it. Let's do it. Especially since it didn't stick there. So that last card probably wasn't the Vanishing Verse then. Yeah, they're gonna ping for 4. No, ping for 3, gain 4, sorry. We gotta buff this Halana, guys. 7/7 Voice of the Blessed is not looking Not looking amazing for us, and they are up to 26 now. It's gonna be the Tovolar. Could chump there. Den of the Bugbear needs to come down. So we want to give... Man, where do we plug these points in, guys? Like, this is like... There's too many decisions all the time. So I'm gonna hold the Tovolar back, I think. And I think we would accept a trade here. So it's gonna be Pack Leader. And then trample on the... on this guy. Especially since he has Vigilance. We get a draw. I should have held this back in case we drew a 1-drop, by the way. I shouldn't have played the Den of the Bugbear first. Because yeah, we could have played like the pathway and then played a 1-drop if we drew it. So just something else to note there. A little bit of a bad play on my part. So we're kind of forced to chump the Voice of the Blessed. And they gain another 4 back up to 21. Unfortunately, we couldn't outrace the life gain here. We didn't see our Molten Impact either, which could have done something earlier, but not anymore. This is far too much to deal with, I would say. Trample until the end of turn, so we could give something 4, but I think it's gonna be the Halana. Yeah. Yeah, this one was just a GG out the gate, wasn't it? We have 3 open, so we can... I'm just gonna go in guns a-blazing, guys, because we can't survive another... We could block here and technically survive another turn, sure. But, I don't know, man, like... Oh, thank you. So let's go... How do I want to do this? We gotta give the trample. So we go into you and into we want to make sure this can swing. So you and into you. We're swinging with these main 3, right? Or 4, sorry. Draw a card. For the Vigilance for ground, but they're all in the air, so only block we have is here, and they still have 5 that would go through. So all they need is removal. Did I plug those right? Yeah, the trample did a lot there. Was there a way to win? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They're at 2. Was there a way to win, guys? I mean, we still... Okay, Captain. Okay, let's see what they hit here. I'm a little concerned that I just missed lethal. Man, that is a brain is not computing as we had so many creatures out there. So we're forced to block here, and we take 4, and they're back up to 6. Hold up, guys. We might be able to get there. With the yeah, so it's nighttime. So we have trample. So we have 2 Snakeskin Veils too. Wow. So we're gonna go Pack Leader, right? And we have the ability to give trample here too. Problem is the 11/11 Voice of the Blessed, right? So we have to give trample to this and trample to this. My brain hurts, guys. This is too many options. This is too much for my aggro player brain to work through. Feels like I'm playing mid-range right now. Right, so we can give trample to this, right, for 4 mana. We can give trample to something else. And so whatever we give trample... Okay, so we give... Okay. We are actually out of mana here. If we give trample to this. So it's got to be this. Right? And then it's full swing because we're dead next turn. We draw a card. Okay, we have the Snakeskin Veils open. So, depending on what they do here. Okay. That's a lot of things that they did. So we start by giving this trample. Activate ability. Right? And then we plug an extra point into the trample. And I think that's just GG. GG, man. GG. Like, I plugged that extra point in just in case. They did have 2 mana open over here, and it wasn't sticking, so it wasn't like removal that the Snakeskin Veil could use. Oh my goodness, I don't know how we won. I lost hope there. In the middle of the match, I was like, I don't see us getting through. And somehow the deck had enough power, and bro, I don't know if I misplayed a few times. Apparently I did okay though, because we ended up getting there, but wow. I like it. Let's do it. We go first too. Couple Ranger class buffs is no joke. Make sure you play your land in the right order, right? You guys see I got the red koi fish? I love it. Get that first Ranger class down. Okay. Blue, okay. So, I'm guessing a form of control here. Oh. Okay. Maybe like ninjas or something, right? I don't know. A little bit scared here. Instead of buffing the Ranger class, I'm gonna go... Well, buff swing is really good too because of the Halana. Spot removal is probably present in the opponent's deck though, right? We'd go Ranger class. We could buff both Ranger classes next turn too. I think that's the play. Keep Halana as like a little bit of a surprise. And I doubt they block here. I think they take the 2. Especially with the threat of a Snakeskin Veil open, right? Mm-hmm. So is it ninjutsu? Well, they let that go. They venture into the dungeon. Maybe it's just dungeons. I don't know, man. I have no idea. It could be anything at this point. Okay. They go for the Lost Mine. Treasure or Goblin. Oh. Okay. Cool. Let's go. Is it still the double buff on the Ranger class? Probably. It's a pretty big swing and they'd probably chump. Who endures? I'm gonna save. Buff. And buff. And swing. And we spread the counters. Oh, who's getting what? Okay, there you go. I doubt they take the 6. Like, okay. What's the point of keeping the eye twitch then? There must be a reason, right? Nice, yeah. That'll nerf him a little bit, but soon it'll just outright kill him. We could buff him above the -5/-5, but that's probably not worth it. Well, it might be. We might be able to outrace this mine. No, yeah, they're gonna complete it here real soon. What do you guys think? Dark Pool? Gain that life? Until next turn though, yeah, they could, yeah, that makes sense. If they don't plan on blocking with the eye twitch, that makes sense. So this wolf is gonna die next turn once they venture into the dungeon here. Tenacious Pup is really good. Okay. Right, we have tons of options, because we could Ranger class, buff Ranger class, drop the Tenacious Pup, and still keep Halana as a surprise. But you really... I think we want to just dish it all out, as it doesn't look like they're going to be the type of deck that has board wipes necessarily, and they probably aren't going to meat hook for 2. Right? Maybe. Okay, it's going to be Pup. Get that buff on the Halana. Is really good too. Okay, they do have 2 open, so it could be a Juari. We almost, like, we could have played right into that, which could have been bad. At this point, I think we just give it to the Pup. I think we just try to get, like, anything above meat hook range as far as possible. And we could totally swing. And we'll swing at Kaito here instead. Well, we'll swing at face. We have a lot of aggression over here. And like I said, get everything above a meat hook range. That's a 1/5. And this wolf is a goner, so... Well, we could have swung with it. We totally could have swung with this wolf, guys. Bad play on my part. Apparently I'm full of them today. Because, like, a block with the... A block here, like, yeah, we could have squeezed 1 damage through. Darn it. If we lose this game by 1 damage, that is why. We'll see, right? Oh, that is a lot of cards in the opponent's hand, and they still have a lot of potential. I don't know, man. Meat hook for 3 could happen. What else? What else? Like, I don't know what the opponent's playing here. So this wolf dies from the drop. They draw an extra card because apparently they need that. And they need more cards in their hand. Don't worry, guys. They've only drawn 7 more cards than us this game. Everything's fine. I'm sure everything's fine. Another eye twitch. Yeah, I gotta be real with you guys. I don't know what the opponent's playing, but I like it. It looks interesting. They saved the block with the eye twitch to eventually do the Deadly Dispute, which I see now. That was actually pretty clever. Like earlier, I was like, bro, just block with it. Like, what are you doing? But they wanted the Deadly Dispute open. Which makes sense to me, I guess. If that's the card they wanted. Ooh! Oh! I think there's a reason they put this in the grave, guys. Okay, we gotta kill them now. Is there any way we can give trample to anything? Rahilda's really good. Holy cow. Rahilda is nasty here. We get to give it haste. And I don't know if we go for the second ranger class right now. I have a really bad feeling that this is like a reanimator deck or something along those lines. Okay, we're gonna wait to drop the other ranger class. Well, we could drop it and buff it with the Who Endures. I think we get as much damage in as possible right now. Right here, right now. We don't have trample. But this is something. And it definitely forces some blocks. It's gotta be spot removal in the opponent's deck, right? Another Deadly Dispute before the blocks here. So maybe extra spot removal then. Okay. I mean, that was a way to do it, and we don't get any benefit from the Halana this turn. But now we just make sure to spread these counters. So 5, we get this to 5. We get this to 5. And that... There's no way. They're gonna be at 1. They still have a mana open, though. Oh no, guys, what if we do lose? And they get down to 1 because I didn't swing with that wolf earlier. Oh no, I'm so worried about that now. Oh, when a misplay punishes you like this. Oh, please tell me I could get that one through, guys. I'm so scared. Bro. Okay, let's see what the opponent does here. They need a lot. They need to wipe this board, first of all. This board needs to go. Bye-bye. Then, yeah, no, it has to be some form of wipe. Something needs to happen to my board to stop it. I am at the edge of my seat right now. Okay, that doesn't kill Halana, but they do get to venture here. You gain 1 life, back up to 2. Shamble buddy. Need another blocker. 1 more blocker. We'll do it. Oh no. Well, they can environmental sciences here too. They get a scry off of this. The way I accidentally extended the game by not swinging with that wolf earlier is so embarrassing, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I did that. Okay, they're back up to 4. Need a blocker. Okay. They have 1 mana open. It could be a Ray of Enfeeblement. Oh, GG opponent. Okay, I didn't get punished. Okay. Whew. Oh, I was so worried about that. Okay, we're right. Let's go check out the deck list again, guys. And all right, so here's the deck list again, guys. And Werewolves is just really powerful. Like, that's just like, that's pretty obvious, right? Because, yeah, there's tons of Werewolves floating about in Alchemy right now, just really powerful. You don't need to have the Artillery Enthusiast for the sake of the modified theme here, but I do think that there is some value in having it. There's just that one problem where you don't necessarily want it as a 1-drop because you usually want the pack leader as your default 2-drop. That being said, it's 100% possible to go Enthusiast into like Rahilda, into like Stormseeker or Tovolar, which is just really good. But generally speaking, the better line of play is like Tenacious Pup, Werewolf pack leader, right? Like that just seems a lot better. That being said, yeah, if you do get stuck with Artillery Enthusiast and pack leader, the main thing you want to do is make sure your pack leader can come down and worry about the Enthusiast later, because it's not bad to drop later on in the game. Like, it doesn't have to be a 1-drop, right? Okay, yeah, I don't know what I would change here, guys. Honestly, I don't think I would change anything. The Molten Impacts, we did get to take out the Howland Owl earlier with, which was pretty cool. I think that this amount of removal is okay in the deck. I think it's kind of necessary, I would say. You do need some form of removal right now. You could slot in some Snowland and try like the Blizzard Brawl route, but I don't know. You'd have to pump it full of Snowland. Like, you probably wouldn't be able to run Crucible or the Endures or the Den or the Hydra. You'd probably want to just pack this all with snow if you're running like 4 Blizzard Brawls, which could be pretty good too, honestly. Alrighty, guys. Hey, if you made it this far into the video, y'all are champions, and I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.